The Peter Channel would like to wish everybody a happy New Year 2019. The time is 8:40 on this Tuesday morning, January 1st, 2019. It is time now for the Peter Channel morning news on this Tuesday morning, January 1st, 2019. And good morning to you all. This 1st of 2019. It is 8:40 a.m., 29. It is 57 degrees in Norton, Massachusetts. Top stories on the Peter Channel morning news is Kim Jong-un says North Korea is making nukes, warns on U.S. and sanctions. Trump contradicts himself on border wall and tweets 11 minutes apart. Tower bomb collapse in Russia leaves 4 dead and dozens trapped. President Trump warns President Xi he would love to run against her. Overflowed garbage on roads prompts U.S. 78 National Park official to close some campgrounds. Chicago sees decline the murders of violent crimes for the second straight year. Chief Justice Roberts focused on harassment with a court system in the year-end report. U.S. apologized for a bomb tweet. Afghanistan's neighbors fear refugee crisis if U.S. pulls out. Today, U.S. citizen Paul Whelan was in Moscow for a wedding. Brother says Manchester police treated New Year's Eve September as terrorist attack in England. Syrian troop will take 4 months. In Providence, Rhode Island, the new year began with a deadly early capital city. It happened between 1 and 1:30 a.m. at the corner of Dave Gavin Way and Washington Street near the Dunkin' Donuts Center. Providence fire officials say that 1 person was killed and 2 others were transported. Also, a portion of Washington Street near Green Street was blocked off for several hours during the crash. Attenborough, 23-year-old city man, is accused of threatening his mother's boyfriend with a sword during a veritable domestic dispute. Robert Coughlin of 60 Emery Street pleaded innocent Monday in Attenborough District Court. Coughlin said he picked up sword to defend his mother during the dispute in his lawyer, then which set dropped his head. Police were called to the residence by 3 p.m. Friday. No intruder reported. Coughlin was reported outside. The residence and the sword was recovered on the sidewalk about 10 feet from him, according to the police. Coughlin went outside and waited by the police was cooperative with officers when they arrived. Rich said Judge Bishop Arbor revoked Coughlin's bail and Willie the malicious damage charge and ordered held without bail. Bail is the new charge of assault by means of a dangerous weapon is disturbing the peace, so instead of $5, and Coughlin's due back in court on January 10th. Netflix hires Activision CFO. People are slashing tires on self-driving vehicles in Arizona. Amazon in 2019 is betting big on physical stores. NASA rings in the new year with a farmer spacecraft flyby. China explores moon's farmer side with its lunar lander. NASA spacecraft enters orbit around asteroid sets new records. Hubble telescope mother Nancy Grace woman dies. Low carb, low fat. What the latest studies telling us? Louisiana Police Department officials to test residents for Zika virus. Is cold weather exercise healthier? And are you up for the dry January challenge? 6 hours into the new year. In Brockton, a man was shot just as it's the new year during a gathering of the motorcycle dealership in the city. Officials said officers reported the big motor city at 970 Morton Street at about 6:09 a.m. Even several 911 calls reported a shooting. Police responded on the scene didn't initially locate victims. Several vehicles were seen leaving the scene. No one initially found out. Police leading officers to believe that the victim may have been driven to the hospital in a private vehicle, but police that received another call stating that the victim was inside a business. Police located a man with a gunshot wound reportedly to the stomach. Quincy was a year of changes in Quincy as massive transformation continued to involve the city's death and the NBA finally broke out as a project of Mother Nature came knocking on the door. Peter, channel news time is 8:45. Look at that, sports. Boston Celtics fell to the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio, 120-111. And Kyrie Irving left the game with an injury, but he came back in. Celtics are concerned about Kyrie Irving's health. George Kittle and Joey Biden put their football courtship. The Broncos at 5. Head coach interviews in a hopper. Browns hold 17 picking in the 2019 NFL draft. And Peter Cello news time is 8:46, and it's time for a Peter Cello sports report. I'm not for Peter Cello traffic turns to checking this New Year's Day. Baby! Let's study off on the MBTA where the subway, commuter rail, and the ferries, they are looking good. Okay, let's look at the highways and byways in New England on this New Year's Day of 2019. In Rhode Island, it is looking good. In southeastern Massachusetts, the Cape Byways are looking good. Mass Pike, westbound side. Also at 7th Expressway downtown Boston, which way on the northbound side, it is slow. In Woburn after Route 38 in Woburn. 291 northbound side. Also before the Mass Pike in Springfield. 91 southbound side. So 291 in Hartford. 93 southbound side also Lincoln, New Hampshire. 89 northbound side so around Burlington, Vermont. Interstate 789 southbound side also U.S.-Canadian border. And 95 both ends back to the Power Maine. 95 northbound side so the Bangor, Maine, all the way over to Island Falls, Maine. Peter Cello news time is 8:47, and it's time now for a weather report. And the first day of the calendar year of 2019. After we wrapped up 2018 with a wet note, it is warm and windy to start off this calendar year of 2019. Looking at the weather radar. Rain showers about half of Massachusetts and down by the Berkshires of Massachusetts and the southwest and western and northern portions of Vermont and up in the northern direction, and rain and sleet northern Maine, snow and sleet down by the eastern portions of New York State, and snow in the eastern portions of Quebec and about the northern Maine, and up in a bunch of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, rain and sleet, west central portions of Nova Scotia, and snow forests off the eastern tip of Nova Scotia. Temperatures in the upper 40s to 50s in southern New England, Watson, the 30s to low 40s in northern New England with a 29-degree windy in Waterville, Maine. Okay, looking at the wind advisory, west 20, 30 miles per gust up to 50 miles an hour. Time between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. and winds may blow down long branches, weak trees and power lines, and accident power outages are possible most of southern New England. Driving can be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Use extra caution. Okay, look at that forecast. Goes like this. New Year's Day, mostly cloudy during the mid-morning and gradual clear on temperature rises at 56 by 10 a.m. and then followed by 46 during the remainder of the day. Breezy with a northwest wind 14, 20 miles gust of size, 50 miles on the night. Close skies about 19 degrees, northwest by 7 miles on Wednesday. South Carolina, 32 degrees, northwest by 5 miles coming in the afternoon for Wednesday night. Slight chance of snow after 4 a.m. Mid-Chris skies about 24 degrees. Calm wind, just mentioned at 20% for Thursday. Chance of snow before 11 a.m. Then a slight chance of rain between 11 a.m. and noon. About 40 degrees. Calm wind coming westbound 5 miles in the afternoon. Chance mentioned 50% Thursday night. Punch gas by 27 degrees. West about 5 miles coming in the evening for Friday. Most sides come about 35 degrees. 45 degrees. And southwest about 3 to 8 miles an hour for Friday night. Chance rain after 3 a.m. Mostly clouds about 32 degrees. And light variable wind. Chance mentioned is 30% Saturday. Chance rain mostly clouds about 44, about 31 degrees. North east with about 5 to 8 miles an hour. Chance mentioned 50%. Streaming to northwest with about 6 to 8 miles an hour for Sunday. Most of the podcast about 45, about 28 degrees. Winds northwest with about 6 to 9 miles an hour for Monday. Most times about 40 degrees. Northwest about 6 miles an hour currently. And not nits 57 degrees and mostly clouds. That's me for the Peter Cello New News Report on this New Year's Day of 2019. Viewers will be have a good morning and good day to hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you at the New Time Report.